You know, something that's always bothered me is this goes back, well, it goes back pretty far, but especially when I first started doing podcasting, was this culture of you have to have high dollar equipment and you have to have high dollar everything when you're starting out. One, like, no, I've always said it's bullshit because you don't even know how long you're going to do it, or if it's going to be something you really want to do for a long time. So, like, I've always said start podcasting, use your phone, or use your laptop, or, buy a real crappy mic to start out and see how you go. Like, you'll find that if it's something you're passionate about, that you'll get more picky about stuff like audio and stuff like that, and then you can move on to new stuff and get better. But when I started work on the real trees and started posting some stuff, people were gradually, as it went on, were like, oh, you need to buy this camera and you need to buy these effects and these assets and this program. And as I learned through watching videos on YouTube for some really cool companies, like one of my favorites is like Film Riot. I love their channel. I think it's really good. And I don't think they badger home everybody has to have the most expensive equipment in the world. They're not one of those people that does that, but there are a lot of them that do it. And when I watched Cindy.net, Film Riot, and a lot of others, I think there's this notion built into what we do, creating content, that everybody's gotta have this fancy camera and have these fancy effects. And like, I was thinking about like one of my recent teaser episodes of The Real Trees, and I did this basic effect for Anchor's Teleport. And I tried with the assets I had and stuff in the program I used to do a more like Rick and Morty type teleport, which appears in the comics at one point. But I really couldn't get it to work where it looked like anything that really worked, because I don't have like a green screen setup anywhere that I can use. It's just not practical for me, so I went for a more simpler effect. And yeah, it would be better if he was walking away from it to where he is and stuff like that, and hopefully I'll learn and grow and do more stuff like that, and buy, in time, buy more programs and buy more software and stuff like that. But right now, like, I'm starting with a really cheap software. I got a pretty cheap camera. It's like $100 camera. Friend bought me a GoPro, which is the most expensive camera I have. Shout out to the queen, really good, cool friend. Best cat lady in the world there. But my GoPro is probably my most expensive camera, but I have that because somebody got that for me. I decided early on with this first season of Trees that I'm going to see how much to grow from it. I want to learn the basics. I want to learn how to do effects and do editing. And I just don't want to throw myself on buying Premiere Pro and After Effects and getting this really expensive camera and all this other stuff, when that's not what I need right now. What I need to do is learn how to do filmmaking really well, and how to do like transitions really well, and stuff that you can do on a smaller level with no matter what kind of camera you have. And that's one of the reasons why I want to start to do these daily vlogs, is I wanted to learn how to do different camera angles and start doing more like setup with lighting and everything else gradually as I do it. And some of them I'm just going to throw together, of course, because I don't have much time. But it was just me taking a different look at things, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it. And also talk about 10 merch projects, because I don't think I can ever talk about some of the stuff enough, not because of toot my own horn, toot, but because I like talking about the people I'm working with, because they're all really cool people, and it's fun to let people know about the projects we're doing. And that brings us to the 10 anniversary update portion of this because it's already at 5 minutes. Like I said last night, I sent out scripts for the next season of Tree's Fake Emergency. And it's interesting because, like, I sent it off last night, and then I was up a lot last night thinking about it. And it was supposed to be season 2, those scripts. Well, between writing in the middle of the night and thinking while I was at work today, I decided that's actually going to be season 3 scripts. I'm going to do something I think will be interesting in between season 2 and 3. That'll make 3 even more powerful and maybe explain some things with season 1. And it's interesting how, like, in a day that basically changed. And like, I was talking to some of the voice actors about it today, and like what's going to be season 3 of Fake Emergency, it's got a larger cast. There's, I think, 8 different characters that'll be appearing in it. Whereas season 1 only had 2 characters appearing in it, or whichever way you want to talk about it. So that was just interesting in the process of how much things changed in a matter of a couple hours. And I think, like, it's going to be really interesting, and it makes stuff a lot better. Because I think season 3 is going to be really interesting. And it would have been interesting if it was season 2, but the in-between stuff I think will really make it cooler. And yeah, that's about it. Today was a crazy day at work, because all days at work are crazy. And I gotta be up super early. And that's about it for the boring portion of the vlog, where it gets too much about my everyday life. About time to sign off. So make your videos, people. You're the only one that can make your videos.